Hey guys, welcome to the video. So today I'm doing another video in my social media tips and advice series here on my channel. Today we are talking all about Instagram, specifically why your account might not be growing right now or even why you might be losing followers. So I actually put together a free guide called 9 Reasons Why Your Follower Count Might Not Be Growing on Instagram, which also includes 5 quick tips on how you can turn that around. So I will leave a download link in the description box. You guys can feel free to download it. It's basically gonna outline what I'm talking today, plus even more helpful tips and information. So that is yours if you guys wanna download it. But before we jump into today's video, I had one super quick announcement. Some of you might know my first social media course, How to Build a Highly Engaged Social Media Audience, is now officially open for enrollment. There are 2 more days to enroll. It closes on Thursday, January 21st at midnight, so definitely get in there before that window closes. This 3-week online course will officially kick off on Monday, January 25th, and it is my 6-step framework to better understand who your audience is, what content they want to see from you, how you can batch create content to make your life so much easier, and tips on growing your engagement across your social media platforms, which will help you build a loyal audience, which is going to help you guys get much closer to your social media goals. So if you guys are interested in joining or just learning more about everything involved in the course, there is a link in the description box to check all of that out, and you can of course feel free to DM me at Kapotes if you want to chat a little bit more about it. But I'm so looking forward to working with some of you guys in that course. Now let's dive into the good stuff. First off, let me just say that Instagram's algorithm change that happened back in the fall directly affected a ton of creators across the board, and some of the tactics that you used to use on your page don't work anymore, unfortunately. You definitely need to put more effort now than ever into your content and into growing your platform, but there might be a few things that you're doing right now that might be hurting your growth, so let me just dive into my list. Okay, so reason number 1, you might not be providing enough value with your content. So what do I mean by that? Instagram's algorithm basically means that everybody's feed looks different based on who they interact with the most. So if you are not creating posts or videos that are engaging to your audience, your posts are not going to be shown as frequently, and you also may not be reaching a wider audience. So you definitely want to think about your content as something that's going to be entertaining, educational, inspiring, one of those few things, so that a complete stranger who might land on your profile feels like you're adding value to their life. It's definitely not as easy as it used to be, where if you just had a pretty feed and you post pretty pictures with almost no caption, those tended to do well. Now there's way too many people. It's an oversaturated market, and you definitely need to go the extra effort to make your content stand out. So my first tip for you guys would be to start thinking about what community you want to serve online and how you can provide value through the posts you're doing. And now that can be your content itself or what you're writing in the caption, but definitely get creative and think of Instagram as a way to connect with all different types of people online, but more specifically, if you have a certain niche that you're going after or that you fit in, that can definitely help your profile as well. Number 2, you might not be posting on a consistent basis. So I'm not saying you have to be posting twice a day, every day. That's definitely an excessive amount of posts and it takes a lot of work. However, it does help to post on a frequent basis and keep up with your Instagram stories as well. Let's say you're somebody right now who maybe posts in feed once a week and you never really keep up with your stories and you don't really use all of the features on Instagram. Your profile might not be as attractive to a new audience as, say, somebody else who, built up their trust as a creator because they post high quality content on a frequent basis. So my tip number 2 is to start getting consistent. So many people can start an Instagram account, but not as many people are good at the follow through, which is super important. So make sure you're posting regularly. You don't want your page to feel stagnant. And again, you definitely want to build up your trust as a creator so that when people land on your page, they see that you're always pushing out new content that's relevant to them. All right, reason number 3 you might not be growing. You haven't utilized Reels. Now, Reels are the shiny new toy on Instagram. It's one of their newest functionalities that they are heavily pushing and rewarding creators for using. Reels are short form videos. They're either 15 to 30 seconds long. I did a whole video explaining how Reels work and how you guys can use the different features and create one from scratch in like under 5 minutes. So I will put a link to that video here if you guys want more information on how to actually create a reel. But if you guys haven't jumped at the opportunity to start creating videos in Reels, you are totally missing out on an opportunity for growth. So my tip number 3 would be start thinking about ideas for short form videos that you can create in the app. Reels have incredible organic reach right now, which is huge for finding a new audience. They look great in feed because they are vertical videos, so they take up a lot more real estate in a feed as somebody's scrolling through. And what's even better is if somebody shares your reel to their story, it plays the full video, unlike an in-feed video. So those views count towards your video's overall views. And again, if somebody shares your video to their own story or in DMs, it means that there are more eyes on your content. And again, short form video is the future of content. Honestly, I feel like the reach there is much, much higher than with a photo. So you might not be growing on Instagram right now if you aren't utilizing video content or utilizing Reels. Okay, reason number 4 why you might not be growing is you don't use hashtags, or you might not be using enough or the right ones. So it goes without saying, hashtags are a great way for new people to discover your page. You can use up to 30 hashtags in a post. So I try to use as many as possible. I don't sit there and count them out, but I definitely try to hashtag some of the bigger phrases, and then I like to get a lot more specific and tag things that maybe have thousands of tags or tens of thousands of tags versus say a keyword that might have 1.2 million people tagging it. So definitely get a little bit more specific with your hashtags and use ones that are relevant to your content or to your niche. And again, try to use up to 30 if you can. I personally like to put them in my caption at the very bottom so that I can edit them later if I make any spelling errors. Some people also like to comment them as the first comment on your post. Okay, reason number 5 why you might not be growing is you're not engaging in your online communities. So let me start out by saying to get engagement, you have to give engagement. So instead of being a passive user or somebody who's just sitting there scrolling, take a proactive approach, get familiar with other creators or popular hashtags that are used in your niche and start commenting on their profiles. It's a great way to network. It's a great way to get your handle out there to new audiences, and you never know, a future collaboration could come out of it. You could make some new friends online, or again, you could potentially gain some new followers. All right, reason number 6, you aren't posting on Instagram stories. Now, this one may not be one of the primary reasons that you're not growing, but I definitely think as a creator, it's important for you to utilize stories on a daily basis. Stories are honestly one of my favorite features of the app. I feel like it is the best way to interact with your audience and really let your personality come across because, again, in feed, especially if you're just posting images, people never hear your voice. They don't really get to speak to you or get a glimpse into your real life. And the best way for you to grow as a creator and build up trust is for people to feel like they actually know you or like they're friends with you. And you can do that by regularly speaking direct to camera on your stories. People aren't just signing on to following your page, they're signing on to you as a creator. So you should definitely get on your stories, maybe a few times a week, definitely build up to it if you're not that comfortable on camera yet, and talk to your audience. You also need to remember that there are people every day that you do not know landing on your page, and if you have stories up and they watch them and they really like what you have to say, or they can relate to you, or they just like your personality, they might just follow you based on that. So always remember that it's not just your audience looking at your page, you have new people coming every single day who are getting first impressions from you, potentially from your stories. All right, lastly, reason number 7 why your follower count might not be growing on Instagram is your posts aren't shareable. This is a huge one in affecting your growth on Instagram. Organic growth is huge, and one way you can achieve that is by creating, again, valuable content that is also very shareable. I personally have seen this several times, direct correlations between me creating really entertaining or informational videos and reels that have been shared by bigger accounts than mine on Instagram. And I directly see in my analytics my follower count shoot up after my posts are shared. And why is that? It's because if people are sharing your videos or your posts in their DMs or to their stories, again, they are introducing your account to a wider audience. So my tip number 4 would be start thinking about how you can create really shareable content on your feed. Not every single post has to be this way, but again, if you're utilizing reels, if you start to introduce things like quotes or infographics, lists, entertaining, inspirational, whatever, informational videos, all of those things are really easy to digest and to share. So start to think about how you can create those types of content in your own feed. Alrighty, and that brings us to the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed this, again, I have everything outlined in my free guide, which there is a link in the description down below to download that. It covers everything I mentioned here and even more. Also, if you guys enjoy this type of content from me and you really want to get serious about changing your approach to social media and to start growing your engagement right now, then I would absolutely love to personally invite you to my course, How to Build a Highly Engaged Social Media Audience. Again, this is a 3-week online course that kicks off on Monday, January 25th. You will have all of your video trainings delivered to you in a video platform so you guys can watch them at your own pace. And I will also be having a community group chat so that you can regularly ask myself and other members questions. And I'm gonna be doing 2 live Zoom Q&A calls on top of that during weeks 2 and 3 as support as well. So I will be there holding your hand, walking you through this. So excited to see you guys progress and start to grow your engagement on your platforms. So if you guys are interested, you can sign up for that using the link down below. Again, enrollment closes this Thursday, 1/21 at midnight. So get in there before the window closes. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.